Journaling is the only way. You can watch everything. Most of traders, they have this gambler mentality. Well, you need to have low expectations. Don't really believe into the stuff that you're gonna become rich.
Meet Nikolaos, a full-time consultant and passionate trader. With 2 years of trading, he transformed his side hustle through relentless research, YouTube, and trading books. His journey proves that dedication and knowledge pave the way to success in the markets.
Here today, we have one of our traders who went through a journey, obviously is now funded, profitable trader. Anyway, without further ado, can you just briefly introduce yourself?
Of course, now. Thanks for having me here. My name is Nikos. I come from Greece. My main job is a consultant in change management, and I do trading as a side job, side gig, let's say. I started 2 years ago with trading, and for 1 year and 5 months, let's say, even more, I was hitting walls. I was trying to figure out what's going on, what's my strategy, how can I control my emotions, how can I find something that works, because it was really difficult. And it was a bumpy road. Yes, after a couple of 1 year and a half of trying this strategy and then change the strategy and find something else and pay seminars and study books and watch a lot of YouTube videos, it actually clicked. I cannot really describe the moment, but at some point in time, you figure out that, well, that works for me. I think that the data that I journal also showcase me that this is gonna happen, and you just follow for once your strategy, because that's another story. I mean, you have to persuade yourself in order to follow specific rules, let's say, right? So it was a bumpy road with a lot of hitting the walls. The face was always in the wall, losing money, losing mental capacity, But it's supposed to be a bumpy road, right?
You've said a few different things that I just want to highlight because that's a repetitive thing that successful traders talk about. And number one is it's very helpful to start this as a side job, not just full-time right away. If you have expenses, you have to rent, you have food, cars, whatever, those expenses. And if you only have to pay for all these things from your immediate income while you're learning how to trade, is extremely difficult. So either you have to have a very big savings account, which obviously very hard to do when you're relatively young, or you should have a side job, because then once you have your roof paid for, your food paid for, you're not trading with scared money, so to speak, where it's if I don't make X amount this month, I'm basically gonna lose, be on the street. And that forces a lot of traders to be super aggressive instead of waiting for the setups to occur. They start trading, shooting in all directions, hoping that something will hit, stick. So that's number one. And number two, most novice traders underestimate, like you've said, the amount of time it takes. You were at it at least 1.5 years, and it's just banging your head against the wall. And call it nothing like this business will make you crawl into, in a fetal position. It will break you down. It sucks, but that's the process you have to go through until you discover your setup. And then something just clicks one day. You're absolutely right. There's no guaranteed formula. Everybody goes through that. You read the books, you watch the videos, pay money for good courses. A lot of them are shitty courses. You waste a lot of money on that. But it is what it is. It's part of the journey. But eventually something clicks, and then you just have to slowly scale it, obviously make adjustments, grow, because you always can improve a little bit. Even if you're the greatest NBA player, you still have room for improvement, right? But once you get to the point where you're break even and then starting getting profitable, you just do more of it, and obviously scale size to start making more and more off of it. And again, if you still keep your side job or a main job, whatever you want to call it, you don't have to pay rent from that money. So you can make that money, trade that money without feeling pressured. And when you don't have that pressure hanging over you, it makes for a lot better trader. So what kind of advice would you give to starting traders who are, been at it for a month or 6 months and they're having troubles? Like, what worked for you? What kind of mistakes you made that you would wish you would have avoided? Maybe, some lessons like that.
I would say, first of all, you need to have low expectations. Don't really believe into the stuff that you're gonna become rich 1 day or 30 days or 6 months. It's gonna be difficult, and it's supposed to be difficult, not because I'm a masochist or something like that, but because you have to build the relationship with yourself. That's the biggest lesson I can share, because I don't consider myself as a super profitable trader. Actually, I've been experiencing my early stages of profitability for 4 months now. So what I will say is that try to build the relationship with yourself. And the only way to do that is be open to feedback. And how you keep feedback and provide feedback to yourself by journaling. But at the beginning, nobody actually journals the trade.
I literally, I forgot to mention when you mentioned it, you're absolutely spot on. I make videos and countless videos. It is journaling because, well, explain why. I don't know.
Yeah, it's the only source to receive feedback. You are on your own. It's a solo career pathway you need to go through, right? You are you and your own self. So somebody needs to provide you with feedback. And journaling is the only way. You can see your emotions. You can see the trades that you took that you shouldn't have taken. You can watch everything. But you need to have open mind because now you have the feedback and you need to prepare the corrective actions in order, as you said before, there are always area in your life for improvement. So you need to find those mini tasks that you can set to yourself every week or every day and progress. You need to ameliorate the way and feedback and starting to recognize the patterns that happen within you. And I'm talking about the emotions. It's something that we need to understand it. Market, we watch the chart, right? This is the main job that we have as a trader. You watch the chart and you see these sticks, let's say, or the candles or whatever you say, but it's not the candles. It's you that you make some decisions, right? And you need to understand that those decisions gonna define if you're gonna become profitable or not. So how are you gonna achieve that? Build the relationship with yourself. Understand the emotions that appear again and again. Whether it is anxiety, whether it is FOMO, fear, whether it's like greediness. Identify them and try to debunk them, okay? Try to debunk those emotions.
You talk like a good consultant.
Yeah, that's my main job, you remember? But it works, it actually works. If you really want to see within you and do this this inner work, it works. It works. And I mean, that makes sense because don't tell me, Stan, that we come on this earth to press a couple of buttons and whenever our setups plays out. It's stages in life. You build the relationship with yourself. You develop self-composure. You develop discipline. You develop all those stuff. And then you move forward to the next stages. You know better than me. Like
absolutely. I completely agree with you. And once you realize these things, that's when you know within yourself that you're on the right path. And you're absolutely right about journaling and keeping statistical accountability, and you can see what works, what doesn't work. And especially you mentioned emotions, and most people, they just think that it's oh, this setups look like this, I just take it and everything works. But then nobody works on their emotions. Nobody wants to, know thyself. This is not a social sport, and you have people who can carry you. It's you against you, against the market, but against yourself. And until you identify emotions which force you into making bad decisions like greed, FOMO, this, that, if you keep a journal, you'll see every time I FOMO'd, I was chasing the market, even though the price already started getting away, and I'm chasing. And then you see the turnaround because it was that's what happens. When you don't journal, you kind of forget about it in a week or 2 days or 3 days. But when you journal and you see that out of 50 trades, 15 of them were FOMO and 14 of them were losers at the end, you kind of say, okay, maybe I shouldn't do this ever again. And whenever you again get that feeling, I want to press that button because I see that price and you're getting excited. Your eyes are like this big. You're like, oh, there we go, baby. Right? Like in a casino. You should know that, oh, I've had that feeling before. For the last 10 times, that feeling led me to losing money. So journaling and understanding yourself is extremely the majority of the work, If
I may add something in that, it's like you need to understand yourself, okay, you need to build a relationship, okay, but you need to identify what type of personality lies within you. I mean, most of traders, the majority of them, let's say, they have this gambler mentality, okay? I want to press buttons, which is, I have this part inside of me. I've noticed it, okay? And instead of disowning it and saying, no, that's not me, or I don't like you, I wanted to embrace this part of me and make it more sophisticated. And that's how journaling comes in, and frameworks and rules and all those stuff, right? But you want this part of you next to you. Otherwise, you wouldn't press the buttons, you wouldn't risk money.
Right, you wouldn't be
something different, right?
You wouldn't be you,
right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So that was also a good thing to understand, that I have this trait. Now I want to make it more sophisticated. I don't want to disown it. I want to make it work work for me instead having me working for it.
Exactly. Just music to my ears. You're absolutely right. And you know, unfortunately, like a lot of people listen to this, they all make sense to them. But until you go through that process yourself and you actually just feel it within your bones, it kind of, a lot of people, and then nobody journals. You know, like I know like 99% of people don't journal. And I tell them, until you start journaling, you're just going to be shooting, you know, one day you're taking this type of trade, another day you're taking that type of trade, and you're just doing a bunch of random shit that usually at best will be break even-ish. You know, you'll take 100 trades, and at the end of you've made $500 for all that effort that you've put in. So
that's a start though, huh?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, again, we all go through these things, and don't feel bad. That's part of the journey. That's how you learn. And market is a very cruel and unfair teacher, because it will give you feedback immediately. You know, either you're making money, you're not making money, and it's up to you to stop sucking, right? To start just analyzing what doesn't work, and just simply stop doing less of that and do more of what works. And market will tell you when you're doing that, because you'll start slowly making money. Not a lot of money, doesn't matter that it's a lot of money or not, but once you start making money, you're already on the right path. And then it's just a question of scaling a little by little. It's slow build up towards it. Same thing here. It's just with anything else. You're not going to be a world-class surgeon or a lawyer first day on a job, right? Or a year into the job. It takes X amount of years to get to but after 2, 3, 4, 5 years, it's especially like year 3, 4, 5, that's when you start making substantial money, enough money, you know, whether you want to work or don't want to work, it changes your lifestyle, and you can be more self-reliant, so to speak. But again, some people want to be just traders, some people do it on the side, whatever you found is more comfortable. It takes a lot of focus, as long as you stay focused, because trading does require a lot of effort. So you need to know how to manage your time correctly, right? So if you work and you're tired and then you're going to be trading, you also need to have like brain capacity to do proper learning and growing. But anyway, I do appreciate you coming on. Honestly, you gave enough nugget for people to truly understand. Once you start noticing what he's talking about, what we're talking about in this video, once you spot all these things within you, that's when you know that you're on the right path, and you can make adjustments and go from there. So perfect. I really thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
And hopefully we'll do a follow-up in some months later as well.